Feels like it's worse than it is, but it's not. Just keep going. Right, how's it going, guys? And welcome to my feelings video. So I decided to make this to talk about where I'm at, where my head's at, how I'm feeling, where my energy's at, just the feels video more than training and everything else we've done on the page so far, on the channel so far. So where I am right now, we are 2.5 weeks out roughly. 11th of September is the day, so today is the 24th of August. Tuesday we finished back, had my post-workout, so I got a little bit more energy to talk to you. And yeah, session went well. Hit 2 PBs in terms of volume, which is great. Not in terms of weight, but in terms of actually reps and sets performed for that. I think it was pull-ups and something else. Yeah, and close grip low row or close grip cable row, one of those. But yeah, in terms of feelings, I've noticed that my anxiety and my overthinking is just skyrocketing now. It's actually bad. Like for example, I haven't had my car for the past week and a half. It's been in for repairs, and every day a new problem. There's a new issue as to why this can't come, or why that, and this and that, and it's just, I'm overthinking now what could be happening. I do see things working out, but it makes me overthink. I'll be at gym and I'll start thinking about something completely off topic, like varsity work that's coming up, and then that spirals that I need to do this for varsity, this, that, and my concentration needs to be in one place at once. So I've noticed that's happening a lot more, which is, it's becoming increasingly difficult to deal with, but it's what I'm just doing one step at a time. It's one of the reasons why I have no social life right now. Now, one, because there's a pandemic, and that's great. I actually got jabbed yesterday, which is cool. See the dots that left, I got 5, and I got 5 just to be safe, for all 5 strains. And then Tren for extra med. No, I'm kidding, I didn't take Tren. But where was I? Yeah, one of the reasons why I'm isolating myself more and more is the fact that I find that when I'm committed to people in terms of a relationship, in terms of friendships, in terms of things like that, is the responsibility that I hold myself, pair with, I don't know, the responsibility I put on myself, there we go, in a friendship leads me to overthink anyway. So in a relationship, in any of those things. So, if I avoid branching out too much and just focus on my own self, really, and have the whole focus on yourself queen, then it's worked. It's helping me get where I want to go, and it's taken off the pressure of having to reply to messages on time to people to keep them happy, apart from clients, obviously. But that's something that stresses me, is if I'm in a relationship and someone's like, why haven't you replied, or why haven't, I get the attitude of, well, fuck off, no, I'm not going to reply, I don't feel like it, So I always feel that pressure, and I feel lots of external pressures when I'm anxious and when I'm, overthinking a lot, and that's happening more and more now. So one way I combat that is just realizing that, and it's difficult, it's not just going, oh, this is fake, but actually taking notes, saying, right, Dave, like I say this to myself in my head, I go, right, Dave, you are 2.5 weeks out. This is going to happen. You're going to think of this shit. It's not actually happening. 3-4 weeks ago, you were fine. This isn't actually happening. You're fine. Feels like it's worse than it is, but it's not. Just keep going. I know when my deadlines are. I know when all of that is. So that will keep me on track. But that mental demon is sitting there going, what about this? What about this? What about this? and learning to conquer that in terms of saying to yourself, no, it's going to be okay. We've got everything waxed. We've got everything in control. We've got this, is the best you can do sometimes. And that, coupled with, you know, the routine and the discipline I have right now as well, of every day everything happens at a similar, if not the same time, and it's the same things happening every day. It's not like, oh, I have to go to a friend's house now, or go to this now, or on a weekend go to that. No, I'm completely, every day. I've even made sure Saturdays and Sundays I wash the dishes at the same time every day. I shower at the same time. I eat breakfast at the same time. I go for my walks at the same time on Saturdays and Sundays, because why would a weekend break that? If I suddenly don't have breakfast at 6:30 or 7 o'clock like I usually do, then I'm going to have it at 10, 11. Then when am I going to have my next meal? And then it just fucks up the whole day. Then it gets to the evening and I've got to catch up 2 meals. So I have one big meal, and then that feels like I've eaten too much. And then I go to bed with a stomach like this. I wake up, my food not having digested properly. Like, you know, my digestion is very sensitive. So I can't fuck with my food times too much. I can't let any of that get in the way. So had to be very, very strict with that, which is good because it's forced me to be better. You know, sitting there going, oh fuck, my stomach's huge. What can I do to change this? Be better. Okay. That's what I'm doing. Is this prep has all been about making notes, watching what's changing, seeing what I'm slacking on, seeing what I'm not doing right, and improving it. Hasn't at all been adding this, adding that, throwing this in, throwing that in, you know, overload this, you know, overfeed here, let's force some calories down over there, but to grow. No, it hasn't been anything like that. It's just, I've maximized my training potential. I mean, my creatine kinase blood test, which my doctor told me is almost a measure of how hard you're training, the creatine kinase byproduct in your blood. And the usual person who's training is like twice as high as the baseline, whereas mine was 6 times the amount of the baseline. Now, everything else is healthy. That's under control. We know what's causing that, everything, and I'm fine. But that's how high my training capacity is right now. That is how hard I am pushing. So I've maximized that, which is one of the reasons why everything's going so well. I've made sure that I'm not skipping meals or eating anything off plan at all. Made sure that my hydration is key. I've made sure that my sleep is key, that I've timed my bedtime and wake up time now. Just from changing that from 6 hours to 7.5, my physique is it changed completely in a matter of weeks. In a matter of days after changing that, I've made sure that I do the same walk every day, keep the same routine, and any situation that just, you know, puts any sort of pressure on me that's not essential, I've just cut out completely. I mean, you've got to have the attitude that if someone wants to argue, let them, but don't argue back. Because if someone says, oh, this, that, what's your response? Just go, okay, you know. Far too often, and I feel it when I see something that triggers me, someone says something that triggers me, and then we get into a debate. Every single message I get, I just feel like angrier and angrier, and that builds up a tension inside you, and that affects you mentally for hours. You know, that'll irritate you for a few hours. So, and that's what was happening, and especially now with, you know, getting as deep as I am into this prep, I notice that very small things are doing that. You know, obviously its irritation levels are much higher because blood sugar is constantly lower, and I'm not actually eating that much for my weight. But you've got to make effort to actually avoid those situations. They're not just going to disappear, and you can't just say, oh no, you got to deal with me because I'm prepping. No, if you're going to be an arsehole, fucking remove yourself from the situation. I don't want to be a dick to my family, and I know that if I spend every day around my family that I will be, because I will just get irritated. So I remove myself from that situation, and I make sure that whenever I'm with my family, I have it in my head, Dev, you're prepping, don't get irritated, don't get irritated, don't get irritated. For no reason. It's not like my family irritates me on purpose, but you know, it's weird. If you've gotten to this level in prep before, Like, someone tapping their foot pisses you the hull off. You know, birds chirping all of a sudden will give you, like, I don't know, you just get irritated at the smallest things. You'll ask someone for something, or please can you pass me this, and they won't, and it will just be like a, you know, a snap. And that's not roid rage or any of that shit. What that is just, you are starving. You are hangry as fuck. You know, and I think bodybuilders take a lot of flack for that, when it's not reasons why most people think. It's just we are fucking hungry. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I've just been on my ace now as well, is I can only get irritated by myself. Irritate myself a hell of a lot. Gibbles laughs at me. He's busy watching me. That's who I keep looking up at. Sits in my window and watches me. But yeah, so we got 2.5 weeks left, and 5.5 weeks left. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. So let's get it.